Welcome to the IAC closing ceremony. Thank you for joining us this evening. This week has been exciting and busy, so we'll try to keep this as short as possible and not keep you away from your dinner and from neighbors you might want to enjoy still this evening. To warm up, let me give you a few figures. 3,300 people attended the IAC 2012 in Naples this year, 500 more than last year. A testimony to the ever-growing appeal and reach of the Congress. More than 3,180 abstracts were submitted, and the best 2,100 papers were selected, giving us the rich and very diverse program offered to you this year at this Congress. Interest in the IAC is not alone to have grown. Members of the Federation have also grown, now counting 246 members from all over the world. We warmly welcome the 25 new arrivals, the new members, and we look forward to seeing them in the different IAF activities throughout the year. Now, for those with a flair for the visual and to relive some of this year's highlights, we'll let an IAC 2012 video we have prepared do the talking. Enjoy. Let me express my sincere thanks to our video team who have done a great job to put this video together in so short time. Coming back to the changes in this year's IAC 2012, I just mentioned that we have also seen a change in the governance of the IAF this year. The Federation today welcomes a new president and 5 new vice presidents, and we would like to sincerely thank the outgoing vice presidents, that is Tetsuo Yasaka, Mark Heppner, I think he's not with us anymore, Gérard Brachet, David Kendall, and Pat Shondell. And we would like to thank them for their time and efforts and priceless work at the Federation. At the same time, we would like to welcome 5 new vice presidents, Mr. Ray Johnson, Mr. Jean-Yves Le Gall, Mr. Jan Kolar, Mr. Sergei Savelyev, and Ms. Andrea Böse. We welcome them as vice presidents in the IAF family. We address the same warm welcome to our new president, Kiyoshi Higuchi, whom we look forward to working with. And from whom we will hear directly in a minute. Before this, we cannot go without mentioning the extraordinary work and contribution of our now past president, Professor Bernd Feuerbacher. During Bernd's term, the Federation saw its membership expand and diversify, especially by attracting emerging space nations, strengthened its ties and close collaboration with international partners, including the IISL, the IAA, COSPAR, UNESCO, and UNOSA and others, placed special emphasis on the next generation and workforce development, and we have witnessed the fruit of these efforts here at the IAC, where the participation of young people continues to grow each year. It is no exaggeration to say Bernd's term at the IAF saw the mission of the IAF to advance cooperation and strengthen connections, and all spheres of its activities grow stronger and move forward. With Bernd, I've had the pleasure not only to work alongside an excellent president, but also a close friend. Bernd, for your tireless and ever constructive and positive effort and attitude and your support and work, the IAF Secretariat would like to say a big thank you to you and offer you a small present. We would also like to thank Christa Feuerbacher, Bernd's wife, for having been an avid IAC attendee. She has not skipped a single IAC since Bernd was elected, and always made sure the accompanying persons program was up to the high standards we all expect. So thank you very much, Christa. Allow me to do something else. I now would like to give the floor to our past president, Bernd, who will also address you and introduce our new president, Mr. Higuchi.
Ja, everybody. It was a great time, I must say. It's so much fun to work with you and with all the very experienced people. We had a very, very exciting Congress here. It had its ups and downs, but I think all in all it was a fantastic Congress. Very good spirit. Walking through the halls here, I always saw a lot of people, a lot of young faces, and I think the opening ceremony in the open air is something that we never had before, a great thing. But it's not only the end of this Congress, it's, as Christian just said, it's the end of my term as a president. I served the organization for 4 years with a lot of interest and a lot of reward. And 4 years is enough. It's good that the Constitution sets an end. After 4 years, we will get other experiences, other people doing it differently and hopefully better. I was very lucky that in the 40 years that I was here, we had the 60th anniversary celebration of our federation. You saw on Wednesday the flags that have been flown by our American colleagues, by our Chinese colleagues, 444 days in space that we handed over to our members. And I think this was one of the highlights in the history, in the 60 years history of our federation. The federation is a very, very impressive institution. It works completely on volunteers. It is you people that keep the federation alive. It's you that make it a success finally. And this is for me the best thing, to work with dedicated people as you are, and I will miss it. I tell you, you will not be completely rid of me. I will still act in the function of a past president, and it is my particular pleasure to introduce to you now my successor, which is Mr. Kiyoshi Higuchi from JAXA. Please come up here. And I'm proud to have such an able man being the new president of the Federation. Kiyoshi Higuchi will be a president that really carries the institution forward, and I'm looking forward to work with you in the near future.
Thank you. Thank you. I just learned how I should call Professor Weilbacher. Let me correct my pronunciation. Bernd. Okay, Bernd. Thank you very much. And I'm very happy and very honored to be here as the new president of IAF. I am quite old, but I'm fresh president. That means I have some available experience. Freshman means I am still not tired and get energy to act. First of all, I have to tell you, all of you, you contributed and worked so hard to make IAF is so interesting and attractive international organization. I have to increase or grow more effective, attractive, and more global international organization, international cooperation organization.
That's my duty. Then I would like to ask you, all of you, to contribute and work with me and become and to make IAF is more and more attractive organization. Let's work together and let's enjoy working together. Me. Thank you.
Bernd has mentioned it already. We had a nice ceremony a few days ago where we handed over the IAF commemorative flags, which have flown on all different space station spacecrafts, to our members. And these flags are indeed intended to be handed over exclusively to our member organizations. But I would like your permission to get one exception for this, and that would be for you, Bernd. You know this flag very well, and I would really, I think you really need to get one of this, because it was under your leadership that all this activity and this initiative was started, and I hope it will remind you of these days and these years where these flags were kind of flying in space.
This is really a great thing. And I've been asked by many people, they said, isn't there a possibility to get one of these flags? And can you make an exception or so? And I said, strictly no exception. Only members and nobody else. And now I'm standing here with a flag in my hand.
Thank you, Bernd. And now, on to the core business of this ceremony, dedicated to recognizing outstanding achievements and contributions within the world of astronautics. We open with the Ellen Lee Emil Memorial Award, recognizing outstanding contributions in space science, space technology, space medicine, or space law, which involve the participation of more than one nation and/or further the opportunity for greater international cooperation in astronautics. I would like to call on stage our new president, and I would also like to announce that this year's award goes to Kuminori Uesugi, who has dedicated 4 decades of his professional life to astrodynamics. Please join us on the stage. He has dedicated 4 decades of his professional life to astrodynamics, orbital dynamics, and space propulsion. His outstanding contributions to programs such as GeoTail, Iten, and Hayabusa, the first asteroid sample return mission, have significantly improved our understanding of the solar system. I would now ask our new president to hand over the award.
Before I hand over, as a matter of fact, Professor Uesugi was my teacher. I'm very happy to hand over the prize to my teacher.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I find myself here extremely honored to be receiving the 2012 Alan D. Emil Awards. And first of all, I'd like to make special thankfulness to the IAF, especially IAF Memory, IAF Award Committee members, and I forget what you say. Okay, I forgot everything to because to the thank you very much. Thank you.
We move on now to the Frank J. Malina Astronautics Medal, and I would like to call on stage Lynn Wittbelt, our Vice President for Youth and Workforce Development. Lynn, please.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to present the Frank J. Malina Astronautics Medal. This medal honors the memory of Frank J. Malina, pioneer rocket engineer and one of the founders and past president of the International Academy of Astronautics. This medal is for demonstrated excellence by an educator in promoting the study of astronautics and related space science. I'm particularly pleased to present the award today, as this month is the 100th anniversary of the birth of Frank Malina, and in fact it's October 2nd this week. I'm also especially pleased because the 2012 award is being given to a professor here from Naples. Professor Amalia Ercole Finzi was the first woman to become professor of space mechanics in Italy. She is an outstanding educator who has developed and inspired more than 1,000 space engineers with enthusiasm for space activities. At the Politecnico of Milan, she introduced the space engineering curriculum of studies and has always been very active in support of students, both during their studies and throughout their careers. She has transmitted a passion for science and engineering to generations of students. Her inspiration was both technical and humanitarian. She inspired lives, not just technical careers. In addition to her own teaching, she's given support to others, organizing design workshops, conferences, and student exchange programs. Finally, she's been an indefatigable voice in support of women's access to technical studies, leading by personal example, but also through many public speeches. For these reasons, we're delighted to present the 2012 Frank J. Malina Astronautics Medal to Professor Amalia Ercole Finzi.
First of all, I wanted to thank the member of SEOC and all the friends that candidate me for this medal, because I am so small that but I'm not only honored, but I am pleased to have this medal, because in my life, in my old life, I have three special jobs. First one is my family. I had 4 sons and 1 daughter. That's a big family. The second one is the research. And there is an experiment of mine that now is flying to the comet. And the education. I taught to about to many thousands of students, and one part of them, a large part of them, is working in the field of aerospace, and some of them now have reached an important position. I do believe in education. We are living a very terrible time because of the worldwide crisis. But I am optimistic because I do believe in new generation. But we need a new generation well educated. And special is the field of aerospace that is a frontier for science and technology. For that I thank you a lot. Thank you.
Luigi Napolitano, an outstanding scientist and educator and former president of the International Astronautical Federation, was already the focus of the IAC opening ceremony. Now, in his hometown, we invite his wife, Liliana Popolini, a driving force behind the IAC 2012 in Naples, and her team on stage to present the award to this year's Napolitano winners. Please.
This is now the 20 years that I get the Napolitano Award. And this year is in Naples, Luigi City, and for me it's really very, very important. It is, a big goal for me to get to the Congress
in Naples. And many friends that I have around, especially Foibaki, helps me very, very. He helps me not with one, with two hands. And I thank you again. So, I give the microphone to you well know. He's one of the weak. Some I don't say how much. Because until 2 years I said the younger is not the case. Yes, it's not the case. Say always, it's not the case. Not the case.
So together with Lynn Winkbell, we are part of the committee members, and the Napoleon Award where is presented to young scientists who has significantly contributed to advancement in aerospace science, and presented a paper about this advancement during the Congress. This year we had a very large number of candidates, 26. We formed a group of 4 independent committees just to evaluate them. And I would like to invite the winner this year that made a very good job in advanced range vehicle. I would like to invite on this podium Valerio Carandente, that is the winner this year of this award.
Yes, thank you all. And I also would like to thank Professor Savino and Professor Monti, who has guided and supported me in the last year and a half of work. And it's very a good pride and honor for me to receive this prize, because I have graduated at the University of Naples, where Professor Napolitano carried out the most part of his scientific activities. So it's a great pleasure for me. Thank you. I hope so.
Let me take the opportunity also to thank Liliana Poccolini for her involvement and her support for this, organizing this IAC 2012. Thank you very much. The awards continue now with one of our new awards, and that is the Young Space Leaders Recognition Program. And again, the awards will be, and the program will be presented by Lynn Wickbelt, our Vice President for Youth and Workforce Development.
It is a new award. It's our pleasure to present the winners of the Young Space Leaders Recognition Program, which we just began this year. It's dedicated to students and young professionals who, in the course of their academic or professional activities, are helping to promote astronautics, enhancing outreach opportunities, expanding knowledge of space among the general public, fostering deeper engagement within the international community, and contributing to IAF activities. We have 5 winners this year. One of them, unfortunately, couldn't be with us. That's Nicholas Peter from ESA. But we'll make sure he gets the award. But I'm so pleased to present the other winners. So let me just say the names, and then you can come up. Ariane Cornell, she's a graduate student at Harvard University and past director of the Space Generation Advisory Council. Agnieszka Lukastik, Brussels Office Director for the Secure World Foundation. Kevin Stubbe, Program Project Manager and Project Analyst at the NASA Ames Research Center. And Danielle Wood, Postdoctoral Researcher at the Applied Physics Laboratory at Johns Hopkins University. so well, and that's why they are young space leaders, and they're very active in what they're doing, not only outside, but also inside the IAF. So congratulations.
Thank you. Next, we invite on stage Marco Schmidt, member of the IAF Space Education and Outreach Committee and coordinator of the IAF Student Competition, and Naomi Mathers to present this year's awards.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be announcing the winners of the 2012 International Astronautical Federation Student Awards. These awards are coordinated by the Space Education and Outreach Committee of the IAF. As always, the standard of the competition was very high this year. We received more than 100 abstracts for less than 20 positions in the undergraduate and graduate categories. It's my pleasure to first announce the silver medal for the undergraduate category. This is sponsored by the French Association of Aeronautics and Astronautics. I'd like to welcome our sponsor to the stage, please. And now it's my pleasure to announce that Mr. Alessandro Grasso from the University of Bristol is the recipient of this silver medal for his paper, Feasibility Study of an Ultra-Low Altitude Hyperspectral Microsatellite. The gold medal is sponsored by the Herman Obert gold medal. I'd like to welcome Mr. Hagoli Hatasufut to the stage from the Institute Technology Ungdam for his paper HIL Simulation of Spin Stabilized Spacecraft Dynamics by 2 degree of freedom gyroscope simulator. Is Mr. Hicks? In the graduate category, the second prize is the Herman Obert Silver. The recipient is Mr. Andreas Leonhard Winhard from the Bundeswehr University Munich for his paper Solid Sound Measurement for the Independent Event Detection. For the first prize, the gold medal is supported by the French Association of Aeronautics and Astronautics. This year's winner is Miss Charlotte Luking from the University of Strathclyde for her paper Mission and System Design of a 3U CubeSat Passive GTO to LEO Orbit Transfer. Unfortunately, Miss Luking couldn't be here, but her colleague will receive the medal on her behalf. Our next medal for the student prize this evening is the British Interplanetary Society Prize for Best Technical Paper. I'd like to welcome our sponsor to the stage, please. This year's winner is Mr. Geoffrey Duval from ISAE Supero in Toulouse for his paper Modelling of a Supersonic Rocket Using Architecture Analysis SLAM. Unfortunately, Mr. Duval could not be here, but his colleague will accept his professor who's responsible for. The third category in our team awards, in our student awards, is the team award. This is the Hans von Mungau Team Award for the best team project. This year's team is represented by Mr. Rory Clark. The team was from the University of Strathclyde for their paper StratSat-R, Deployable Inflatable CubeSat Structures in Microgravity.
Thank you. As all of you are aware, the International Astronautical Congress, the IAC, is a joint effort between the International Astronautical Federation, together with the International Academy of Astronautics and the International Institute of Space Law. The awards given out by the IISL were handed out last night during the IISL dinner. And now joining us on stage to announce them is the IISL Assistant Executive Secretary, J.P. Blunt.
I'm going to try to be very brief. We only have 3 awards to announce. Yesterday, we had the World Finals of the Manfred Locke Space Law Report competition. The 2 teams that were participating were the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens, Greece, and they were representing the European region, and the National Law School of India University in Bangalore, who was representing the Asia-Pacific region. And I'm happy to announce that the National Law School of India University, Bangalore, are the winners. They won yesterday in that round. We also had our awards dinner last night, and we handed out 2 awards. The first is the Dietrich Verschuur Award, which is given to the best paper submitted by a young scholar. And it was won by Olavo de Bittencourt Neto for his paper, The Elusive Frontier, Revisiting the Delimitation of Outer Space. And we also gave out our Distinguished Service Award. That award went to Corinne Jorgensen for her work with our proceedings. She's edited it for the past 10 years and has done an excellent job, and she is also our Executive Secretary of the IISL. So, thank you.
Now I would like to invite on stage to represent the International Academy of Astronautics, its Regional Secretary, Mr. Viviani, for a short announcement.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased as Regional Secretary of International Academy of Astronautics to report on the Academy Day we held last Sunday. And we give the Von Karman Award for 2012 was given to Jean-Jacques Dordain, member of the Engineering Science section of the Academy. The citation is as follows. In recognition for his dedicated effort in advancing space propulsion and human spaceflight, while promoting peaceful uses of outer spaces, his outstanding leadership and management of European Space Agency, and his valued contribution to advancing international cooperation through the International Academy of Astronautics. The 2012 section award was the Social Science Award given to Dumitriu Dorin Prunariu from Romania. Then we give the 2012 laurels for team achievement, recognizing extraordinary performance and achievement by a team of scientists, engineering and managers in the field of astronautics, was given to the Messenger mission. And we also given 7 book awards. The Academy is fully engaged in the Heads of Space Agency Summit follow-on activities and conducted a very successful Academy Day highlighted by a roundtable on summit topics with the participation of several heads of space agencies. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. And before we wrap this ceremony up and announce the IAC 2012 officially closed, and in order to give you a taste of next year's Congress in Beijing, already well in preparation, we propose to you a short video about the Beijing IAC, and we invite on stage Mr. Antonio Mocha, co-chair of the IAF International Program Committee, and Mr. Yang Yonghua, Secretary General of the Chinese Society of Astronautics, hosting next year's Congress for the official handover of the IAC flag. Please, Mr. Yang, Mr. Mocha.
See you in Beijing. See you in Beijing.
With these impressions, I would like to close this closing ceremony of the IAF. I think you had already seen and got a very nice impression of what is expecting you next year. And I would like to close this closing ceremony with expressing my thanks to those who have contributed to organize this Congress, to the LOC, to the PCO, and to those who have made this Congress possible. But I would also like to give a special thanks to my team of the IAF Secretariat, who have worked really timeless in the last weeks to make this Congress a success. Thank you very much. And see you all next year in Beijing. Thank you.